Welcome back to Bazaar. I'm Inko. Yesterday, I uploaded a video on my current feelings on dueling, and one of the things I was saying is that Ignition Core is easily the second best core. The only meaningful reason that it's worse than Weaponized Core is because everything strong dually does early is generally weapon-based and pushes you towards Weaponized Core. And if you miss the Weaponized Core, it's easier to run like a backup Primal Core or transition into stuff with the core from a weapon build. Whereas Ignition Core, there's less things pushing you towards it and less clear backup plans. But while I was making that video, I realized there were a couple of things that give you more wiggle room to play that Ignition Core, and that it's just as strong and I really should play it more often. So that's what we're doing today, and it went incredibly well. Obviously, we get Ignition Core, so anything involving backup plans isn't applicable today, but the Ignition Core is still a rock-solid build at every point in the game with a little bit of burn and a couple of fast items. You can make it very effective early game, especially if you find a microdave. And this run definitely shows off there's no shortage of different ways to make Ignition Core work in the late game. I could have easily made two wildly different builds. I ended up going down a no tech items crude tools sort of route, but it was not the only option available. And without spoiling too much, I will note this build probably could have been much more powerful had I not made a few horrifically egregious mistakes throughout the run. I was glad that I was able to immediately put my money where my mouth was and show off what I was saying in yesterday's video. And I hope you enjoy seeing the process of it coming together as always. All right, as always, we're clicking income start, but today we have a plan in mind. The plan is we're gonna go Ignition Core. Now, Curio could sell me a salamander pup, but he could also just steal a bunch of money from me. And I remember being very upset recently and saying I'm never clicking day one Curio again. Let's take the econ option. Who knows? Maybe it's microdave and it pushes us. Hot damn. Pushes us really hard towards Ignition Core. Gonna click Pyro considering how my first tower has gone. And I'm gonna skip mostly to Sandstorm because I don't think I don't think microdave does enough damage to kill the Pyro very quickly. But I'll also take a moment to remind you that you can sub to the channel for more daily Bazaar content just like this. And if you could leave a like on the video, it really does help me get more traction and help the channel grow, and I really do appreciate it. Honestly, microdave did a pretty admirable job trying to go Pyro. Didn't quite get him there, but you know, no small items to charge him. What can you expect? Anyway, the guy goes down. We get the silver cinders. Oh my lord. All right, microdave, now is your time to shine. I actually will go Ayla here. There are plenty of small, fast weapons to charge a microdave. Rocket launcher is hard synergy. I did just record the dually video and say I should hold Dinosaur more often, but I'm here to force something else, so no thank you. Laser pistol is fast. I don't have a final item right now, so I'm taking Hamlet. I have no desire to play Hamlet, but I'm taking him anyway. Pip, burn skill. Rightmost, please. Come on, just blade it, streamer client. Let's go. Ah, leftmost. Come on, Pip. What are you doing? That doesn't work well with the ignition. You know, if it's your only burn item, it does. Anyway, we're very happy with that.
Maybe I'm getting better.
Mids were sell small items, and right now our board isn't necessarily the right configuration, right? I mean, this is probably just the way we do it. Honestly, this is almost awkward because they would be synced up if I ran no other small items. I can get a 3 ammo Granola bar instead of the Hamlet. It's a little bit expensive, just like buy, sell the power sander. Just sell the Hamlet, right? I was considering selling the Hamlet, the Granola ammo, but thinking on it, if the next page has a plasma grenade, Hamlet's just really good. I'm gonna roll for plasma grenade here. Oh. All the burn items? I should take all the burn items. Are you sure that's ethical, Midsworth? I promise there's not a streamer client and you're overreacting. Cinders is definitely better on the rocket launcher than microdave after today. But unlike microdave, I don't imagine I'm running rocket launcher after today. Now, can I just do that? Like, this should be a pretty fast Hamlet for burn off microdave. The slow here, I flipped these because you charge the Firefly as well. This guy should have enough haste that he's not that much worse than Firefly. Well, no, you just run that, right? I don't know if I'm making a mistake by not running rocket launcher here, but this board is such a funny day one board. I'm gonna do this. Pig oftentimes has a lot of items, so I'm assuming Plasma Grenade Hamlet will be better than rocket launcher, but it could work out badly. What is this? I mean, it doesn't work on the showcase. Surely 11 healing, 11 damage, and 5 shield every like 3 seconds on average isn't remote. That's more burn than I thought it would be, actually. Like, that's actually a lot more burn than I thought it would be. Can I check recap there? I guess Plasma Grenade is just a 6-speed burn 10 item if you don't care about the self burn, isn't it? So obviously this isn't really 20 burn. Half of it went to me. It's 12 on both of these guys too. Like, dear God, that's actually really good. I think we might have something going on here. Just put Ignition Core on the right. We would never miss Ignition Core, yeah? I don't think Kev sells anything I care about. And I'm not trying to buy an enchant right here, so I'm gonna take a random skill. Gonna take Defense Grid and not die to Keg. That's the plan. We can go middle, try to upgrade the Microdave early. That's not bad. It is only 2 more burn, but I mean, how many medium items does Duel even have, right? Ignoring silver items, only 13. I'm decently likely to find it. I like 4 gold quite a lot. I really do, but I'm gonna take the chance at Microdave here. And no, not interested. No Microdave. Welding Torch did show its face. I have been saying you were underplayed in that most recent video. But I mean, I've already got a board full of fast, small items for Microdave. I'm planning on getting an Ignition Core. I have no shield, so I'm going to pass on that. I am down 6 gold because I believed I could get +2 burn. I'm not so convinced I made the right call anymore. Anyways, I'm going to go Rogue Scrapper here. We definitely win. This is a stupid amount of burn. I was saying it's kind of hard to build into Microdave, but I mean, this is basically one shop page in a random event. Sorry, hard to build into Ignition Core. I do think Ignition Core is a lot harder to build into than Weaponized Core. But I mean, dear God, when it hits, it hits. This is stupid. That was how many seconds? Junkyard Club just went off after a slow, so presumably about 12, 13 seconds to kill that? Oh, I don't have any autos with shield for that. Not that any of them would really matter very much. Ayla for weapons. I don't much care about the Hamlet's tier. I'm going to take the medium item for the econ I didn't take early. That's good econ right there. Okay, I need you to pray with me that Ignition Core is actually here. Thank Christ. All right, so now the question becomes, we probably don't YOLO transform that hoping for something actually useful, right? We just go to Andy for all of the small items we're currently running. Yeah, Power Sander seems good. I don't mind GPU, but if I buy it, I'm not really great to roll. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of this bomb squad. I could do something like this to get it multicasting. I think that's probably better. It obviously slows down my core a little bit by comparison, though. I can also just use Final Flame on it and nothing else. That would probably be fine. What was my decision point? Do I want to buy and float a GPU? I mean, yeah, I want the GPU, and I'll roll. I've got the stuff to sell. There's something good on the second page. There are good things on the second page. Good night, Ice 9000. It's hard to find a store that wants that. I want the upgrade here. 2 burn is meaningful. I want the crude tools. I kind of want the arc blaster. I don't actually have very many techs right now, do I? Just like maybe a GPU. But honestly, if I have no techs right now, which I am in the astounding position to be able to do that, crude tools kind of makes me want to put Bomb Squad in tomorrow and not use the GPU because I can just lower the cooldown by a second. Obviously, if there ends up being like a huge tier disparity, like a gold GPU on day 4 or something, maybe I would run it anyway. But this is actually looking like a crude tools angle. I don't think it's worth running today. Oh, wait. Forget Hamlet, forget this. I can do crude tools Firefly today, actually. Take out the Bomb Squad and the Hamlet. This gets me the 3x multicast soldering gun. This gets me the 6-second core. I think we're a little bit better off with Microdave going off right after the core and getting the scaling. I don't think it makes sense to scale nothing at this point in the game. The argument for Hamlet really does come down to the fact that I can put this to the right of the core. I think this is my best board today. Honestly, I would need a sim to tell you exactly what the best configuration is, but this looks really strong. And I don't think Arc Blaster ever comes in because we have the crude tool setup, which is kind of wild. I mean, I've run into a pig with a 200 healing money tree on day 2 before, so that would beat me. But I think most things wouldn't. No showcase. Langjin, how big? It can't be that big. It's only 80 damage, yeah. No crit chance. I had to double check. Make sure Curio didn't kill me, because this guy went to Curio and didn't do much else. Is it just an income start pig that didn't do anything for 2 days? I'm just assuming since he has 1 gold that he has like the sickest stash of all time. Because this piggy bank is at base value, right? Like I have no idea what Pig did to end up here. He's diamond, so he's not bad at the game. He's played the game a lot. He understands the game to some degree. I just can't imagine what's going on in his stash that led to this. Anyway, that's the easiest 2-0 I've ever seen off this microdave into ignition core start. This is the rest of our build today. We're looking for upgrades. Crude tools would not be bad. Plasma grenade would be incredible. Sorry, I didn't realize the streamer cloud was on full blade it mode. Just shameless, just absolutely shamelessly giving me what I say. If I'd realized it was that unsubtle, I would have said plasma grenade first. Damn. I will take an Uzi. Uzi plus metronome can be very, very good later. I don't think it's useful now. Oh, it might just straight up be better than bomb squad. Like, I think big burn volley after the plasma grenade goes off and kill them is sort of where we're at now. We don't really do anything for a couple of seconds, and that's more or less fine. I think it is better to have this going off. I'm not sure. I'll figure it out at the end of the day. I don't have to think about it yet. Should I have considered yellow mantis? It would have been a fairly fast source of haste. The only emote in my Discord that I've made is yellow mantis peeking out of a dumpster that I made for my Bugs Dooley guide a while back. So I'm programmed very hard to not actually click on yellow mantis. I'm pretty convinced that running more and faster cards to just do more burning is better than hasting at 6 seconds. Like, I don't want the fight to go on for multiple seconds after 6 seconds. I want them to burn to death immediately. Artisan Dunes can be good, but like 2 burn in the grand scheme of what we're going to be doing is nothing. We're going to go to Kino.
Cast aside your destruments.
Wow, that is a lot of money into crude tools immediately. I'm here for it. Let's go. And an Omega Ray. Hold up. It's been ages since I could consider running Omega Ray. This is actually insane. And it's not a tech item. It's just a ray. It's probably fired from some sort of tech item. Get out of here, rocket launcher. Yeah, that seems like a market improvement. We kind of need Hamlet for this to make sense, though. That's because if the soldering gun is going to be next to the Omega Ray, it can't be next to both of these. So we'll figure it out tomorrow. It doesn't have to make sense now. And I'm now pretty much out of money. I don't need this GPU. I want to hold the Uzi. I don't want to hold the bomb squad. I have 2 gold if I roll. That is enough for me to buy plasma grenade, and it matters enough that I would roll. Well, you can't get everything you want. You can sure get a lot of it, though. That's what I'm learning today. So I'm completely out of gold. Street Gamer is generally pretty good. So Street Gamer average gold is only marginally worse than Timbus Bravo, but I have to hit exactly the ticket, which I wouldn't be willing to sell anyway. On the other hand, Obsidian Enchant on Ignition Core is completely insane, so I'm gonna go here anyway. It just sucks because like 0 gold, 0 gold, 0 gold, 0 gold, 2 gold, 1 gold, right? Average gold is great still because of the ticket. It's only a little bit worse than the guy to the left, but we can't sell the ticket. Not that we need to buy anything else today anyway. The build looks like it's perfectly fine. They're living for about 9 seconds, it seems. Oh my god. It's been a while since I went diamond. When? Maybe today's the day. We can't go to Tinker. We sold the scrap. So what's the other option? Sure. So are we thinking something like this? Is that the idea? Just you don't need microdave anymore? 6-second core, Omega Ray, 3-casted soldering gun. Hamlet's kind of in the wrong spot since he's not charging the core, but like, what can you do? I mean, the core goes off and this thing gains 4 burn. And the core should go off because of crude tools, yeah, before any of this activates. Yeah, microdave's out. I was probably gonna run microdave over bomb squad and like an Uzi or something, but I'm not convinced the Uzi is wrong yet. Like, maybe I just don't like bomb squad at all, and that makes it, well, I would just position like this, right? Like, just screw the bomb squad, faster scaling on the burn. This needs to happen at 6 seconds because that's the soldering gun speed. 2, 3, 4, 4. That's 4 of 6. I don't know how the resolution works here. On the second internal after these items activate, this will go off again. I assume that that means the 3rd use of soldering gun will be buffed because I know tempering affects like the next hit. I don't know if the 2nd one will be. I think that the Uzi is meaningfully better than bomb squad here. Anyway, our build is completely nuts for the day. What's our upgrade? Probably just plasma grenade, right? Yeah, I'm super broke. I've already got one of the burn skills. Let's just go plasma grenade here. Like, we have so much burn for the day that making sure we don't run out of ammo later in the run is actually more important. Medium item versus sharpening stone. Sharpening stone gives me value right now. I obviously just not going to middle because got 7 gold if I liquidate everything. It's like 50-50 at this point for silver to bronze on sharpening kit. If I knew it were silver, I would take it, but I'm going to take the much higher average gold value of a medium item. Hey, it's Armadillo. Love talking shit about that guy. Dude, the game is so much easier when the only person you match into is Pig for the first 5 hours, or first 5 days rather. Hopefully that stops happening in the... Where are your items? What are these Pig players doing? Do they understand that the current meta is all tempo dualies and Vanessas? Am I playing a different game? I don't understand. Also, that burn's ridiculous. I'm shocked I got under half health. Oh. What was the base damage? Obsidian. There we go. Starting enchant. I was like, why am I half dead? I just didn't realize they were obsidian. It didn't look very enchanted. All right, 3-0, incredible start. We have a very good shot at fiery or obsidian on our second enchant. We'll definitely be alive at the end of day 9. This is a great self-scaling build. I have crude tools. Like, what more could I ask for? I mean, not a day 4 middle. She can't sell me an atomic clock at gold tier or higher. My upgrades are spoken for, so I wouldn't buy and try to upgrade to silver when I'm pretty broke as well. I can't get scrap metal. Middle's just a really bad shop here. And I don't want shield items, so I'll go docks and take a random tool for some potential weirdness out of class. Like actually, maybe I try to hold that for a little while and get some catalysts. I don't know what I need them for, but they could do some weird stuff. JJ's an okay store. I would like to get ahead of experience curve. I have no shield items, no durability, and no chance in... Oh, there is defense grid. There is the tiniest chance we can somehow do this. I'm pretty sure we're guaranteed dead. But the Uzi gets defense grid immediately, which is a big deal because it's going to lay that extra bit of burn for a long time. It's still not even close. It's not even fucking close. Even with the defense grid, we barely got 1 gold. Dude, this guy's a nightmare. Never click on Flame Juggler. Not that I clicked on him. I got brought there against my will. I'm a bit worried about throwing against Prince Marianas. I deal so much burn, he does no shield. Nope, defense grid. I don't think defense grid's the difference. He's just a good fight in general, though. He has slow scaling, and I have a silver plasma grenade. It's just like, I deal so much burn. It's easy to be scared of this guy, because with good crit RNG, he can win a lot of fights he shouldn't. But my burn is so high that it's not a big deal. I will say I continue to be very fast, and it actually becomes detrimental at the end of it. Like, this is why I was scared. With 1 more crit on that last hit, I would have been almost dead. Oh, hey, look at that. A use for the catalyst I'm now generating. I'm actually going to try to get that to happen. I think I take a random slow item. It can dupe plasma grenade. It can dupe Hamlet. I don't know why I would want these things, to be honest with you. It can get proboscis. Again, why do I care? I'm not playing weapon dice score. Like, I know I have the slow stuff, and that's cool, but I wouldn't run a weak point detector if I got it. I don't really need gold, but I also really want to click this because there's no weapon I care about and no medium item I care about, so sure. You think you're so funny. I'm gonna hold this for a long time and it's never gonna be useful. Normally I'd be like, give me toxic flame and I'll run any poison on him, but like Dooley doesn't really have... I'm just take burning shield. Like unironically, that could just be enough to survive and I would otherwise die against a weapon build. Silver First Aiden and Wallace are like both filler cards I'd normally be happy to buy, but dude, screw filler cards. We're cutting Micro Dave on day 3 or whatever with this high roll. Yeah, why not? More ammo. Got plenty of gold for it. We have room for our start of day catalyst, and that means we're good. Let's go. Just like kind of weird to pass on the GPU, but I can't imagine running it here. What's going on? Did someone post the sickest pig video this morning? What's happening? I've never seen 4 consecutive pigs. I can beat... Why don't any of them have filled boards? Are they trying to counterplay? Okay, someone posted the sickest pig video of all time, and they said as a joke that they're not filling their board to counterplay a plasma grenade build, and everyone fell for it. That's my theory. I'm sticking to it. I genuinely don't understand. Also, nice money tree. Dude lived for a while there. All right, that brings us to day 5. I mean, if we go out diamond victory on day 10, it's never gonna be a late enough game for us to care that there's a lot of pigs. Like, we just need to never lose and it'll be fine, right? Anyway, what's in the coconut? I mean, I'll fucking take it. I don't know that it's good yet. Like, if it dupes crude tools, insane. If it dupes plasma grenade, whatever. It dupes firefly, whatever. If it dupes omega ray, so I'd put it here, right? Then great. If it dupes soldering iron, okay. And if it dupes Hamlet, good. Is it better than Uzi? I don't know. We can run it for a second and see how it feels. Probably not. Let's go to Curio though. Let's just get the easiest salvator pup of our life real quick. With how much money I have, I'm going to be willing to buy this coconut. Just gonna sell the microdave to make this a little bit less finicky. I'll take my crit chance and I'm gonna roll. I don't think Shadowed Click makes any sense with where we're at. Happy to take Cinders. Bit late for a knee brace. May as well grab the gland. Now, where does the Cinder go? I mean, my gut thought is soldering gun, but I know that super late game, I just want to be playing ignition core anyway. That like, once this gets to gold tier, the omega ray is not super important. Once this gets to diamond tier, honestly, I don't even really care about soldering gun. I just want it going off faster. But also, once that gets to such high tiers, I don't need 2 more burn. It's not going to be a big deal. Sorry, 1 more burn. So yeah, I think I'm happy to put it on soldering gun because it's generically the best right now. Keenum, I still haven't seen a battery. That's not Tremer Clan. I hadn't finished speaking yet. Can't really run thermal lance, don't have any haste, but I'm very happy with all of that. Although battery's probably not going to happen with the crude tools, is it? Still, I'm going to hold it regardless. Maybe there becomes a world where like we find fiber optics as well, and battery starts making sense. We would normally go Kyber Commander every time because the hits are such big hits. I was just having a conversation with Werbenja from the Discord. He made the spreadsheet about exactly this. There are 5 out of 8 incredible hits. 2 gold wings, Counter-Strike, the tickets, and the 5th one's not incredible. It's just 6 gold off the lance, but it's still above average gold for whatever's dropping. You usually don't get 6 gold from the item drop itself. And then 3 hits of literally nothing on the bees. So it's feast or famine, but it's more likely to be feast than anything in the game. It's just that when you miss really hard on Kyber. It's kind of like skipping your fight. Sabretooth has a 3-speed weapon, which speeds up my core, and like maybe down the line that's just good enough because like just, yes, 3-speed multicast weapons really good if all you care about is sending your core to go fast, especially if you find a metronome. Scoville is the most experienced, and I definitely beat him, and Black Pepper's pretty good in the build. Those are all, like, there's arguments for all of these. These are all great fights. I'd be happy to click any of them if I had rolled different fights on the other options. Because I have the ticket, I don't have to click Kyver. I kind of still want to. I would like the Insect Wings. I would like Counter-Strike. I think the only way I lose the run from here is if I, like, die on day 12 or 13 after, like, barely missing level 10 on 8. I think if I'm ahead of XP and I hit level 10 on day 8 and get my enchant before Temple Day, I will almost always win on day 8. So I am going to push experience at Scoville here. So, Hologram Projector. You can be a lot of different builds. Which build are we today? He's another Firefly. I mean, that's still a 6-speed, 10-burn item. It's not even that bad. Like, is it fast? No. But it still contributed 1/8 of the initial burn. Oh, right. I have a defensive skill. I was like, whoa, where'd that shield come from? I have Burning Shield. If I found that before Flame Juggler, I might have actually beat him. Cinders is just very, very good. Gonna take the loot on him again. Gunpowder, you say? I have not been checking this crypto at all. It's at 6, not quite good enough for my taste. Oh, that was the wrong item. Look, ignore that. Don't worry about it. I was busy looking at crypto and being hyped about gunpowder. Shut up. I promise, no one's gonna notice Omega Ray's at the wrong value. No one has to know I misclicked. Let's just take a different sender. We can do it correctly this time. 9 on the crypto. My gut says put this on the plasma grenade now because it could affect a fight. I don't know how that would be possible, but just in case it's true, it's not a huge deal if it doesn't go into a clock later. And we can do this one correctly. I don't know how I mistook them. Like, they're both just small burn items, but one's multicasting. They look totally different. I can just B1, B2, like, the weaker bug. It's against nothing, so sure. Hamlet seems wholly irrelevant to the build, so why not?
They have stories.
Did I have a bronze item on my stash I should have cared about? Actually, no, I did not. It is a dueling. This one is at 1 wins, which is notably less than, man. I think I was supposed to put the Uzi back in, and I'm just running the hologram projector at diamond because people will be mad that I have it. Crit core, Tesla coil, turbo arc blaster, we should be fine. Atomic clock says maybe we're not. Let's see what second crude tools, let's fucking go. It did hit my best item on the first one, but it's only a silver clock, so it's not that big of a deal. We should be okay. Yeah, we're fine. I'm gonna be honest, we're not like as fine as I thought we would be. He did end up proccing our shield here for I think it was like 200 shield. I guess we'd have been fine then. Atomic clock's just always scary because it can make fights super volatile. I would say the crude tools hit is also literally the reason to run hologram projector. It's because it can hit a specific item on my board and it's crude tools. It's also great if it hits Omega Ray, and all right if it hits Plasma Grenade. It's not bad if it hits the Fireflies. It's not terrible if it hits Hamlet because it's still pretty fast to speed up the core. But like, yeah, it's just that it has no misses and it's coming in at diamond tier way ahead of schedule and some crazy hits. But I think on average, the Uzi might be better. I'm not about to re-roll it though. That would be crazy. We're never running Neurotoxin, and I'll hold the Uzi for the time being. We'll hold everything to the right of the ticket. Anyway, chocolate bars are pretty good. I've got the cash for them. Am I sure I'm holding all this? I can't cut the Uzi. That's crazy. I think the battery is nonsense. Like, I have hologram projector, crude tools. I don't think I want to run a battery here, but the issue is with my fine fiber optics, it's so good with ignition core, right? You run Uzi fiber optics and the ignition core is so fast now, and it's like better than crude tools. So you end up cutting crude tools for the Uzi, you find a cut for fiber optics, and suddenly battery is one of your best cards. So it's no longer any detriment to the build, and you can put the battery on the plasma grenade. It's a shame that Curio I went to didn't have any slow duration increases. That's unfortunate. I didn't even really think about it for some reason. Like, I went to the Curio anyway, so I guess I might have clicked on it because the other option sucked, but I wasn't even really thinking about how badly I wanted a slow duration increase. My gut says just sell the mortar and pestle, but I kind of want to bank a bunch of catalyst with it. I can also just lose 30 health when I buy my chocolate bars. I'm just going to not get any more catalyst. It's fine. And I'll hold this for the time being because I don't need to sell anything else. Definitely want to get the extra health off eating contest though. This is just a lot of health still. It's not at a point in the game where we cross that line. That's even more health, and I don't need any weapons. And I don't have to sell these yet, so I'll wait and see if I can go to Barcoon later, but realistically, I'm just fishing for like specifically 3D printer, I guess. I don't see a reason to fight anyone other than Foundation Weeper. I think both the left options had nothing for me. So by going here, it's not terrible burn, right? It's pretty bad, but I mean, it's a multicast item in front of the core. Maybe that... I don't think this is very good, but I still think it's like not a miss. You can have way worse items on your board. It's probably not much worse or not much better. It's close to a silver GPU. I don't know. But what I was saying is this is just the best average gold. There's not that the other fights I care about. I think that's what I was saying. Oh, I was probably saying I'm going to Barcoon just to get 3D printer, which I should know doesn't exist, so I shouldn't be doing it. All right, Ignition Core, congratulations. You're the carry core. You're what we're playing. It's been going great so far. Andy, would you like to continue upgrading stuff?
The first step toward good taste.
Yeah, not so much this time, buddy. Should I have considered the Omega Ray, or sorry, the Plasma Ray? That's not what it's named either. The Gamma Ray, the poison one. I don't think I should have, but maybe I should have. So now that the core is at gold, I think I kind of want to do this, just scale the core as fast as possible. I'm still getting Omega Ray scaling on the soldering gun. I think I'll win either way. I'm just concerned that this might be backwards. For now, there's one shop left. We can figure it out in a second. Kev. No, I want to push XP. I don't get to push XP. I will toss my last chocolate bars. Figure out if I can use that metronome as well. That part seems important. I mean, like, that does seem pretty good, doesn't it? And if I get exactly the dupe of metronome, the Hamlet being on the other side of Firefly is actually pretty good as well. I think this is the plan. I'm not generating anything start of day, so I can just go into my fight. What are we looking at? Why is everyone playing Pig? I mean, it's really beneficial to me right now, but I don't get it. Anyway, this is the exact 8 small items in an Ignition Core build I was talking about in my video. Hogwash, Money Tree, Hyper Greens, that is the sort of thing where you can just purge an infinite amount of burn, but his win condition is Obsidian Laser Security. So he should be able to scale up the burn and win here. Also, if Curio had helped us, then we would just kill him with the Plasma Grenade. This is gonna take a second though. No, he's so dead. Hyper Green's not doing nearly enough purging, holy shit. This is admittedly the biggest laser security system I've ever seen, but it's still not very good, is it? And yeah, this isn't even full haste up top. I really need a metronome upgrade. It's not bad, but 608 burn. I used it 16 times. Does kind of make it look like could have done a bit more burn here if I'd just put this stuff on the right side, huh? Oh, I didn't even pay attention. What did we dupe there? Oh, second Hamlet. That's pretty miserable, but he's like still moderately fast, right? They should just go off the exact same amount, so he's not that fast. I guess my opponent only has 5 items. Every time I throw a Plasma Grenade, he goes off 1.25 times, which is all right. I do think that this is probably wrong, and I should have flipped the board here. Like, the core is a lot faster for having this stuff to the left. I can click recap and see just how much faster. This went off 15 times. That went off 6 times. That's 21 activations. So these 21 activations are in turn translating into 4 uses of the ignition core coming from this stuff. But had I been scaling this stuff, I think it would have just dealt way more burn. So I do think I'm currently mispositioned. So I'm gonna flip this over and I'm gonna go take a random fight, I think. I could go to Midsworth. There are like a couple of upgrades I can get there that I would really appreciate. But again, I really want to be level 10 tomorrow, and we are not on pace to do that yet. So getting a couple extra fights would do a tremendous amount to fix that, because this is my first extra fight, I think. We had a Flame Juggler, which was really more of a prank than a fight. So let's see. This is another really defensive fight. If this looks like tremendously more burn, because I'm willing to reckon it does. Obviously, we get less haste on the soldering iron because the core is slower like this. And then that means in turn there's even less soldering iron. But I'm willing to bet the soldering gun dealt, I would guess, about 1.5 to 2 times as much burn. Oh, actually, it's almost identical amounts of burn. It's still better, though. Like, it's definitely still better. That was a faster fight than the pig fight. But I'm not super thrilled about it. I mean, honestly, I've got really good skills. I don't want that. Don't make my Grandmaster worse. We're not clicking shield. You can't make me. I mean, I would shield enchant the core here for sure, but other than that. Eating contest isn't bad, but scrap metal's insane.
No sale.
Oh, Dianazar shows up now. Not in any of the 10 previous runs where I'm playing Weaponized Core and holding Dino Disguise all run, but now that I'm playing Ignition Core, I see how it is. Get out of here. No one likes you. Pyrocarbon with Plasma Grenade. So, I'm buying that because I have enough gold and I'm going to the temple anyway. This isn't an attack, right? No. My thought is I don't really know that on average this is improving my build right now. I don't know that Hologram Projector is good. So if I do this, the Plasma Grenade triggers the Pyrocarbon, hasting everything for a second. And this makes Red Firefly stupidly fast. And I also lose the second Red Firefly and another item that are both in front of the core. I don't know that I actually like it. I want to hold this because if I can get a curio or an upgrade on it, it's really, really good, but I don't necessarily think it's better just yet. Is the Omega Ray also clearly wrong? Or would Omega Ray potentially be better than my Hologram Projector? I think Metronome's way better. I think Plasma Grenade and Crude Tools are both way better. So it's basically like a 50-50 on whether or not Omega Ray would be better. I'm going to leave Omega Ray out of it. I think this stuff on the left is all super sellable. And we're still looking for Curio pretty hard here to buff some of our stuff. Chili Charles has really, really good average gold value. I don't care about the other 2 fights at all. Would I hold Gold Icicle? No, I don't think I would. I think I'm like the early mid-game menace right now. My opponent should be more afraid of me than I am of them. So I don't really think I would want to run Icicle and like try to freeze their build around item and get a lead. I think I'm just good enough already. I don't think of Chili Charles as being this tanky, but I guess I don't play a lot of burn builds recently, do I? That dude lived until 460 burn, which is pretty damn respectable. Just a decent chunk of purge here and a ton of shield. Oh, great. Now I have to think about it. Why would you do this to me? I mean, I'll try to avoid selling it for as long as I can. I can get freeze burn here and nothing else. I can get slow crit here, which is pretty good, but the rest is trash. I'm honestly just gonna go gold tier skills. Look for things like cooldown reduction, upgrade the core, that sort of thing.
I'm not a warrior. I am just a man who has lived a long
Sure, done. Yeah, I really like going off faster, and that gets everything under the second barrier. I mentioned this anytime it comes up. Sorry if you've heard the spiel before. When ignition core goes off at 6 seconds, the order of operations is at the second mark exactly. Burn damage triggers, and then you apply the burn. It applies after the damage would tick. And that means that by getting any amount of cooldown reduction, it'll go the other way, and I'll do the burn damage at 5.7, and then it will be able to tick at 6 because it has already been applied. This actually represents a good chunk of more damage to have the build function this way. Andy, you want to upgrade my junk?
Never debase my wares.
Thanks, buddy. Love you, man. Anyway, I don't know why I would ever need a 4th ammo in the plasma grenade, but we have it now. See, the same thing with Uzi, but again, I've got the cash. I may as well. Would I want to run nitro here if I found pyrocarbon? Yeah, probably.
There's two kinds of people.
Oh. Well, hold up. The evaluation of this card really changes once you get it to diamond and it's hasting for 2 seconds. I would really like to use a battery on this plasma grenade, man. I would really like to do this, burn myself at 3.8 seconds, haste my whole board. Like, yeah, the core is a second slower doing that, and that obviously sucks. That means it's full haste uptime. I empty the battery, right? Every 3.8, I haste for 2. But because I'm hasted, it's every 1.9. So yeah, that's half slow uptime on my opponent after 3.8 and full haste uptime on myself. I think at this point, the evaluation of whether or not this is more or less burn shouldn't be changing. I shouldn't be doing this. It's just based on what core I have. It doesn't matter anything else. All that matters is the core benefiting more from this being on the right or the left, and it's still the right. Obviously, Crude Tools, Hologram Projector are incredible cards, but I cannot run the battery to get my build off the ground faster at the same time as Crude Tools, which is just an awkward spot I find myself in with the pyrocarbon. The follow-up question is, do I even need this junk anymore? Hamlet's just super fast. Uzi is super fast. I can just put the metronome here and... No, I would put the metronome here and start up even faster, right? At 2 seconds, or sorry, 1.9 seconds, I haste this, and then it goes off at 2.9 seconds. That seems even better, to be honest with you. I think this board is kind of absolutely nuts. The number of items that are not actually useful, that I have a literal full stash of 1-slot items that make perfect sense to put on my board. Ignore the catalyst. And I just don't need any of them. I am suffering from so much success right now. I could sell a bunch of this junk if I roll. What am I looking for? Scrap metal. If I roll, I have 2 gold, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. I could sell this to afford it. It sounds like it would be a diamond victory if I hit it, but I think I'm already on that path. Thermal Lance does get a whole hell of a lot better with a metronome and a pyrocarbon, but I think we've already got the when you haste scale burn just with extra steps. No, I think I like it like this. I don't want that Thermal Lance. Where did all of these pigs come from? Where were you the last several days when I was getting stomped on every good weaponized core run by high roll enchant starts off Vanessa and Dooley? Nice Beast of Burden. That's actually pretty sick. I don't see that often. So he's up to 10 multicast. It's just a shame he's not going off because our build starts incredibly quickly, slows him into the ground, and kills him before that resolves. I don't know what all this lag is about. I don't enjoy that. Also, I thought we would kill him before he went off, and it looks like we are, but removing the soldering from my build definitely did hinder my damage a little bit. We barely got there. I was right. We killed him before it went off, which was in just under 14 seconds. But that was a lot worse than I expected it to be. Checking the recap. It's because I'm just trusting the ignition core to do all of it, really, right? We got 40 burn here, 88 burn from this guy being stupidly fast and getting immolating spark. And then it's only 176 on the core because even though our board's pretty fast, I mean, 8 activations in 14 seconds is damn respectable. That's more than once every 2 seconds. It's just the pyrocarbon is hastening everything else, so it itself is not very fast, but we're getting so many Hamlet activations, so many Uzi activations. The battery and plasma grenade running out is kind of the thing we're suffering from there. And that probably means we can't do this tomorrow without more ammo. Like, this is super fast and super powerful, but I mean, we can go watch that again. Hopefully it lags less this time, because I was mostly in a appalled state at the frame rate. It's also worth noting the metronome is in by far the worst possible spot at the end of this, because it's now hasting an item that is just out of ammo. My opponent was at 300 burn at that point in time, so like maybe it's an immaterial question. It's going into day 8, right? Like, if you have emptied everything into them, they should just be dead. Tox clocks filters towards scrap metal. Normally plasma grenade's an important part of that. I in all my recent videos, I've been like not talking about plasma grenade while playing a slow build and then ignoring Tox has been very funny. But generally Dooley doesn't have very many good slow items other than plasma grenade, and I think mine's fine. The 5th ammo would be kind of nice, but I'm more concerned about battery, which is not a cooldown item, it's a charge item. It's basically scrap metal I'm going there for, and I'm pretty happy to just take plus burn. Scrap metal's too insane. It's way too insane. I mean, it's a little bit expensive, Doc. Yeah. Doc has a lot of things I can hit that I would not care about, which is the unfortunate side of him. Regardless, I'm still happy to go to Kina in the next shop, hope for the same stuff. Normally I float thrusters. I'm super thrilled about the idea of running Dino Disguise, or sorry, Dino Saddle. But with an Ignition Core build, especially with all the stuff I currently have, like multicasting Ignition Core doesn't really make sense because you're giving up 3 board slots that would be charging the Ignition Core in the first place. And like in this situation, you can see I've already pretty much used all my board slots. I don't have 3 to consider giving up. You could argue that like maybe it doesn't matter. I don't think that's right. I would really like to find a curio. All right, look, there's a middle ground between an enchanted gold one and a silver one, Kina. Silver's not good enough. I need the option of getting fiber optics off of the damn thing. I'm also not about to buy an econ item the day before I go to the temple. That's ridiculous. So I'll be on my way.
You're not ready to accept the light.
Let's see how this does against Dr. Vortex. If I feel like I'm actually running out of damage and not dealing 2300 as quickly as I want to, because he has a decent bit of shield, right? So if this does feel like, oh no, I'm not doing that much damage, because Pyg didn't have that much extra health, he didn't really have healing or shielding stuff, because like our ammo items run out and the opponent's not dead yet. That's really scary. I actually think this is a mistake. Also, he dealt half my health and damage to me. Holy shit. It's not expecting that. We're never running the Neurotoxin. We're never running Omega Ray. I think those are pretty easy cuts. We're great for cash again. I'll take a loot item because I don't care about silver tier friends. Huh. Do we want to try to dupe Hamlet? It would be very fast with the plasma grenade to do this thing. I think that what I'm currently doing is a mistake because this stuff runs out of ammo. Like, obviously, I would prefer to do it the way I was doing because it's much faster startup time. But this is only a little bit slower. Once the pyrocarbon goes off, it's still almost full haste up time on the plasma grenade. Like, I don't like losing the battery. The battery is very, very good. Maybe I just run the battery over the Uzi then. I think I kind of just have to do this. I would love to run the battery, but having a core cooldown be 1 second lower and having this running out of ammo, like that's the big thing. I just can't have this running out of ammo and have multiple item slots dedicated to starting it faster. With a diamond or obsidian core, maybe, but our damage simply isn't good enough right now. Middle, scrap metal, man. You know you won't do. Come on.
Hope you find who does.
For a second, I was very hyped. I saw 2 gold items with no icons. Sad times.
Item finds its buyer. It's a relationship, you know?
We are nowhere near 10 on 8, despite our best efforts. Hopefully our opponent isn't either. I'm gonna go Pearl.
You've barely scratched the surface of the outlands.
Diamond Forklet, wow. I don't think today's the day. It's a lot of gold, but I'm going to the temple tomorrow. Jabalian Drum with my 0 weapons. Kind of already gambling just by being here. I don't need to take a shipment. Nope. At this point, we take cash and leave the moment we're offered good cash. We will never see good cash again, will we? Yo-yo's funny. I mean, there's no reason not to roll down. 16 gold versus 16 gold, but different. Actually, I have a catalyst. That 16 gold is a bit better than it looks. So I will take the shielded DJ circuit breaker.
Who were the people who left these things behind?
This thing is not shielded, unfortunately, but I will get a random other gold item. It's almost a playable item. It is not, though. And we're just gonna hold on to this upgrade hammer probably for the entire run, huh? Oh well, it's fine. Oh, it's a Mac. Look at this. Somebody who's not playing Pig. That's crazy. I didn't know it was possible.
Exactly like you. People are a pattern.
We're looking at test subject alpha, venomous dose, or Ouroboros rapid injection. Looks pretty slow, especially with leeches. We should be fine. Like, obviously, my start's not quite as fast as it was a second ago, but this is the sort of build that takes a second to scale up. We should be okay here. That's a lot of regen, admittedly. Our burn should be good enough. I'm worried about the next hit from test subject alpha. It does not appear there's going to be one. Okay. I'm actually really surprised at how close that was. Was it actually that close, or am I just stressed? I'm just overly worried about nothing. Because I know Ouroboros rapid injection is a great framework, but like, it's a good chunk of poison and a good chunk of damage. Like, unironically, this guy's doing a ton of work against me. I think it's just mostly the poison damage. I took half my health. Oh, did we not actually trigger, or did we just like exactly trigger Burning Shield right at the end there? I don't know if that was Pyrocarbon resolving or Burning Shield going off. I want to know that. If Burning, no, it would have done like 1,000 shield, right? Yeah, we were super safe then, because I think Pyrocarbon just resolved right before the finish. After we take another 189 damage after the next poison tick, we shield for 1,000. So that's actually not very close at all. And today we go to the temple, we get our level 10 enchant. Things get stupid. We should have no issue whatsoever with an obsidian boulder trap. I'm not clicking fiery on principle. Toss the ticket. The value of a fiery and like cinder or a fiery enchanted relic versus obsidian, like the whetstone versus cinder isn't going to matter at all. An enchanted relic is just gonna be cash. I'm not gonna use either of them. But a fiery tripwire can sometimes surprise me, deal a huge amount of burn damage, and make it look like I'm going to lose. And I don't want to deal with that stress in my life. I know we were winning 100% of the time anyway, but I'm just gonna let myself autopilot into obsidian boulder and spend the next 30 seconds trying to justify why it was right anyway. Now, what is in our temple vault? Obsidian sunlight sphere is actually just like a serious business item. Hold up. We can take and sell these items that are just gold value. We should not actually sell the crit and cooldown items yet. There's like a tiny chance we play Blaze Howl or something. Heavy, huh? Does Pyrocarbon have a weird heavy enchant, or is it just gonna be like when it goes off shield? Unfortunately, Pyrocarbon just has normal enchant timings. I can't put it on the core. Like, obviously a heavy core goes off very quickly. It does a lot of slowing. It's a base duration of 4. It's good for Hamlet. I don't care about good for Hamlet. I need a damage dealing enchant here. Heavy is genuinely very good, but I'm just like putting it here. That's still fine. Like, this is substantially more disruption. It's like one of the least spicy heavy enchants in the game, especially since I haven't buffed the duration. But unironically, it's a lot more slow. The difference in 1 and 2 is tremendous. It's 100%. We should kill Komats with like literally no resistance. We do no weapons. We don't feed into their scaling at all. We slow them down a lot. I'm probably going to sell these to pick up the loot drop. And do I have a relic? Crude tools are a relic. Yes, I won't Komats.
The ancient's power must not
There's like a tiny argument to going Green Guardian, hoping to get specifically the shield thing, because I might. No, I don't think there is. Like, the shield thing, Obsidian's cool and all. Does he deal way more shield than I think, and I've thrown? I'll be very upset if that's true. Oh my god, I've thrown.
It appears you are unworthy of the power.
So, did I misread this? Oh, I have Uzi and Hamlet. I feed into him super hard. But also, you don't need to activate him that many times. It's fine. We're still going to go Diamond Victory. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, don't take Uzi, Hamlet into Komats. I've never shown off on video how bad Komats is if you feed into them. They're that bad. Don't fucking do it. Now, back to what I was thinking about earlier. I was going to wait until I saw, like, am I getting a Blaze Howl Ward? Am I getting an Obsidian enchant? I'm getting fucked because I'm an idiot. That's what I'm doing. But back to what I was going to think about. Maybe if I weren't so hyped about Obsidian Sunlight Spear, I would have realized that I'm running 2 weapons despite being a burn build, and they're incredibly fast weapons, and I will kill myself. I probably could have also won that just by removing them from my board, which is the really upsetting thing. Obsidian Sunlight Spear, double damage, deal damage equal to the burn on both players. Like, I just put this on my board. Takes a long ass time to go off, doesn't it? Probably not right. We're definitely using this before the day ticks over. We're definitely putting this here. I don't have a reason to use the Sunlight Spear. It's really cool, but it's also 12-second cooldown, man. And it also does no burn. It's just a big finishing hit. I'd rather just deal tremendously more burn and like come out to be the same damage, right? Dude, when I lose this run, it will just be entirely my fault. That's the brutal part about this. I still don't think there's a reason to take thrusters. I'm giving him this. I don't believe I'm running that ever. Anyways, we got a heavy plasma grenade today. That's all we were ever hoping to get, right? There was never like, there's not enchants in the temple, right? We're probably gonna get like 50 gold that we didn't need, just get a bunch of random medium and large items that do nothing. Why won't you people fill your board today? What's happening? I mean, Fiery Metronome with Dualtron's really, really good, but I'd probably put it between 2 items that are actually fast and not next to the Dualtron. Crit chance 16. I might still lose. He's doing a lot of shielding, right? No, he's just completely dead. I think I've seen more empty items today than I've ever seen in a run. Like, we're up to like 5 or 6 missing board spaces this run on our opponents. I don't understand. And thankfully, my missed enchant won't be that big of a deal if we get out of here on a diamond victory. But man, would the build be a lot better with a fiery poison or obsidian enchant here, which you will usually see at the end of a temple. When you use a friend, charge the core. Can't imagine that's worth 2 board spots.
You're listening to your needs. That's good.
Hero merchants give me what exactly? I don't know, but stealth's cool. Yeah. Thanks. Is this start of day or level up? It's level up. Fantastic. So now I need to make different decisions than I've been making because I've been holding a lot of shit, but suddenly all the shit I'm holding that I don't want is problematic. I have enough tools on my board. Firefly is never coming back. Power Sander is at gold, so I don't have to sell it. You're at diamond, I don't have to sell you. Upgrade Hammer to gold is actually nice. It doesn't do anything, but theoretically it's pretty nice. I can find a silver item I want. Metronome is much better at 2-second haste. Again, I don't know I'd ever run it, but still. I think actually the battery is the thing I'm never running because the crude tools has been so good to me. I think that like maybe if I get Metronome to gold, I can somehow drop Pyrocarbon and run it. Like full haste up time between crude tools and Firefly maybe. I would need another item slot. I don't know how it works. I feel like I actually want the upgrades on these things. Anyway, we're upgrading Hamlet. None of this actually matters. I'm just gonna leave the battery as it is. I'm gonna roll for Rivet Gun. Good God. All right. So when you use an item, charge an item by 2 seconds, huh? So the Uzi just charges the shit out of the plasma grenade now and hastes the core. Is that the play? Worth noting that a soldering gun between a friend and a rivet gun is charge 6 to the thing to the left. So it just immediately double grenades. I'm not sure I need this metronome. The battery can't speed this start up. The Uzi can't really do anything either. Like, I would need metronome plus Uzi on the other side of this to go off any faster, which would require me to drop Pyrocarbon, in which case I'm not hasting the... Like, the idea is once this is hasted, this is much better. And it will be hasted indefinitely until this runs out of ammo because of how this works. I'm just trying to start up faster than 5.5 seconds. I don't know how to make that happen. Just run it like this. This way at 3.6, I haste the plasma grenade for 1 second. So it goes off at 4.5 instead of 5.5. I think that's actually worth, but at the same time, I'm triggering the core a lot less without the Uzi, right? I think this is the way to do it. Again, there's just like a comical number of options in this run. Obviously, Hamlet's will be faster than the Uzi in the long run, though, so maybe I do this. Like, I'm gonna empty this thing in about 9 seconds. Surely that's enough for Uzi to be worse, right? No. I've got a shitload of haste on the Uzi. It's got 10 bullets. Essentially, if a fight lasts for under 13 seconds, the Uzi is probably just going to be better than Hamlet. I don't know if that's true. I mean, you can figure it out pretty quickly, right? Hamlet goes off twice in 15 seconds. So to make up for the other 8 uses, I have to slow 8 times 4, 32 items. Each of these uses has to slow 8 items. Most people don't have that wide of a board. Hamlet is worse. Obviously, we don't run an upgrade hammer. Metronome doesn't make sense when our board is full hasted. Upgrade hammer is, again, you just don't run the hammers. That's not what they're for. Battery breaks crude tools. Hologram projector is the interesting one. So I think the way I position my projector is like this, because this is sort of a sandwich in the middle of my board, these 6 item slots. This is always far right. So I'm pretty much forced to charge crude tools if I get a rivet gun upgrade. The soldering gun would be at 2x cast. It wouldn't be a big deal. The firefly would be bad, but the plasma grenade would be fine. And the crude tools would be insane. It's really just for crude tools. I'm just gonna finish out the day. I'm gonna let this be on my board for a second. I'm gonna buy this wrench as well, because at the start of the day, it'll upgrade Hamlet if I don't win today, and that'll help make my hammer a bit less shit tomorrow. And I'll just take this into a monster fight and see how it does. No, I wanna run it with Uzi. There's super high variance here. I'm gonna run it like this. And if it feels like this is like a little bit weak, maybe I'll change it. But I don't see a reason to run hologram projector when Uzi's just like, you know, a bunch of core uses really, really quickly. Do I beat Void Golem? We start off at just 5.5 seconds. They destroy something at 7. At which point Caltrop starts to murder me big time. But because they get slowed at 5.5, it's sort of like going off at 9 seconds. We should win this. And I'm behind on XP because I haven't really done very much on fights, and I've actually lost my Komats fight. So I'm of the belief that we should be okay here. We should win consistently. I don't know if I really get to watch my build as much as I want to, but... Oh, wait, it can destroy medium items. Oh, that dealt way more than I thought it would. Yeah, I was forgetting about how much damage Caltrops would deal to me. The burn is good, though. The fact I barely level up today is not great, but it's fine. Diamond victory. You don't need to win your monster fights to get diamond wins. I've said it many times. Diamond victories are about good RNG far more than they are about actual build guides and success. You just need to get out with your pilot jank. This is a good pilot jank. Be a lot better with an enchant here. Okay, Nitro, I'm listening. That gets me the haste at a much earlier time. Now, sadly, I can't flip the positioning on this. I have to be hasting a self burn. I would rather haste a self burn that happens less. No, that's not true. This actually burns my opponent for more because it's the faster item. I think that's the final item I want. This is the one thing I can do to accelerate the plasma grenade. Obviously, this is like the most embarrassing diamond win of all time, but shut up, it's fine. Yeah, we go dually skills, we get our ignition core to diamond, and it's the easiest win of all time. I think upgrading that's not a big deal. Why does it think that my core and the rivet gun are friends? Buddy system's obviously pretty good. Charging the pyrocarbon doesn't matter. Buddy system it is. Intrusion countermeasure is insane. It's just not good in my build. It's a dually who hasn't died. Let's see which of us is better. If he's gone to the temple, there's a good chance it's him, because I really should have an enchant on my core right now. I fucked up pretty badly. Oh, spirit diffuser. Shielded hydraulic press remote. I might just be getting thrown in the press. Thankfully, it's not one that kills me instantly, but yeah, I'm going in the press, boys. I have slowed him into the ground, but like, yeah, it is a huge hydraulic press. Why is there an empty slot on every board today? What is this? Is there a visual bug? Yeah, it's just hydraulic press remote battery. There's nothing else. That's just the whole build. But because shield halves all my damage, there's just no way I'm dealing 10,000 burn before I get killed. How much burn did I manage to stack up to, though, out of curiosity? I got up to 400 on a gold core. That seems pretty respectable. But yeah, it's rough. There goes the diamond win. It all starts to go down here from here, boys. Obsidian enchant, that dies 100 times out of 100, me hitting him for like 4,000 more damage. Monster Ranch, can you help? Monster Ranch can help. We have tremendously more slow than we did a second ago. Ammo is no longer a concern. Do I want chocolate bars? No, I want scrap metal.
Person, and sometimes I sell stuff.
Oh, that's very nice of you. Holy shit. I'm not running this ever. We upgraded Hamlet as predicted. Was that my upgrade here, though? I don't know that it was. I have no idea what the wrench and hammer upgrade. I know Hamlet went up 1 tier. I'm not sure what the other upgrade went on. It's possible I messed up and there was something in my inventory there shouldn't have been, but considering I'm throwing my monster fights, I'm not sure what it would have been. This is so many slows, I almost kind of want to run Hamlet now. I just like, over what? So that's the problem. Over this guy, actually. Oh, my Firefly positioning left something to be desired there. It obviously should not have been next to the Nitro. But this is just so many slows off the Plasma Grenade that I think Hamlet is the right thing for speed here. We can afford the scrap metal. I think we just sell it today, trying to go out today. Holding it until day 13 seems wrong. I'll hold it till the end of the day for sure. Void Colossus has good skills. He's gonna do a ton of shielding and burn though, right? He's gonna burn the shit out of me every time I do anything. I level up today as long as I win my monster fight, and I don't if I lose. I really don't want to lose the 3rd fight in this video. It's very unlikely I see a second scrap metal later in the day. I'm sure if I just sell this now, I'll win. So we're gonna do that, and we're gonna win the fight. And if we see a second scrap metal and it's not at diamond tier in the second half of the day, then egg on my face. But this guy has incredible skills. Obviously, Void Rage is much better than Void Energy, and neither are that good specifically for my build. I just remembered he has good burn skills. They don't really work that well on me. So, yeah, thankfully he got a relatively unimportant item destruction and we're fine. But I do a ton of self-burn, so I was a little bit worried because when your enemy uses an item, burn 6 is just a lot. Not really useful for me, but I'll take the gold. I can go Jules Cafe for temp health. I can go Cinder Chase for flat burn. Don't care about that. I can go Andy. Andy can upgrade crude tools. Don't know that I care about that either. Genuinely, I think the most important thing here by far is temp health to make sure I win today. We're gonna take the loot item here. Toss this. What did I upgrade, by the way? The upgrade hammer. I can pick what I want to upgrade. Well, I still don't have anything I want to upgrade. We'll go to Pearl, spend that. You're not spending shit. We're done immediately. Thanks for the feather. Everything's cooldown goes down. We gain regen. Is the upgrade hammer a tool by any chance? No, it's just small loot. So even though it is like obviously a tool, it is not mechanically a tool. It is a pig that looks like they're on like 2 or 3 prestige, which is really good for me because I only have 1 enchant because I'm an idiot. And that 1 enchant was essentially just going to a good curio shop. But we have an early diamond ignition core, and that probably is enough to get us over the line unless they hit an obsidian enchant at level 10. Or they went to the temple. You know, like a lot of things to make it go badly. I don't see an obsidian enchant. That's a big Kiwas that I cannot slow down and a moderately large money tree for shielding. I think 400 burn unmitigatable might just be enough, but I do a lot of self-shield here. Like when I get to half health, he'll have like 1,000 burn. Yeah, we're good. I was never worried. Not quite a diamond win, and the fact it's not a diamond win is entirely user error from clicking on Comots, because I think if I had gotten a poison enchant, I might have killed that guy through his shield. If I got an obsidian enchant, I would have definitely killed that guy. But look, ignition core is great. I've been saying it's good for a while. It just hasn't quite been making it onto the channel. I said in my recent video, you can probably build more into it by doing things like going for an early microdave. Got an early microdave, went into ignition core, went 10 wins easy. Here's the secret. Fight nothing but pigs all game, because if you only fight pigs, you'll win before they'll get strong. I don't know what today was. We saw like 8 empty item slots and like over 50% pigs. I've never seen that before. I think this was a sick build, and in a different day, it probably wins on like day 11 or 12. If I get like, you know, I make the right decision in the temple. Got a little bit lucky to get out on day 11 with this, because my 1 enchant is actually just an improvised bludgeon. Like, you can just buy this enchant at Curio, it does fucking nothing. But it turns out that if pretty immediately, 4.6 seconds into the fight, you double trigger heavy plasma grenade, it really hurts your opponent's build. Your build is fast as hell because of permanent haste from pyrocarbon. And just with crude tools, diamond core, we're very, very fast at this point, doing a ton of things very quickly because we have a full haste board with multicast and a rivet gun. I should also note that burning shield's incredible for this build. Ignition Core carry generally has no ability to run defense, right? Your defense is you hit a heal or shield enchant at level 10 or when you die. That's it. And even then, you don't want to be doing that sort of stuff. You'd rather have already hit an obsidian or fiery enchant before then, which would make you unable to do it. You'd put it on something else and it wouldn't have a very high value. These sorts of builds have almost no ability to run defenses, and Burning Shield is an incredible solution to that. This was a run where defense crit is uniquely good because, again, you can't really run defenses in this build. Immolating Spark was never all of that important, and here it's symmetrically affecting us, but I mean, I'm the burn build, so it's still good. Buddy System is 5% CDR on the core, and I'm entirely a core carry build, so that's great. And Tiny Dancer is 5% CDR on everything, which is also less important now. It's just affecting the core. But earlier in the game, when my core cooldown and everything else went from exactly the second mark to under it, it was a huge deal. Just generally good skills, really, really powerful synergy pieces here with the Nitro, Plasma Grenade, Pyrocarbon, and then using a Rivet Gun on a fast item to make up for it, or sorry, to enable it even more. Getting all the slows here to make Hamlet stupidly fast, the crude tools to make the core even more benefited by all this fast stuff. Just a really cool type build. I had a lot of different ways I could have built this. I'm willing to bet that you could have made a build that looked completely different to what I did in this run, where you still played an Ignition Core carry build and you were running tech items and you weren't running Pyrocarbon, and you absolutely got the same win rate this build did. I don't think this was the only route I could have taken. Ignition Core is really, really strong, and I'm glad to finally have another video of it up on the channel. I hope you enjoyed seeing it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.